hear you're ready for your dose of reality.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Dr. Quack Podcast review of Royal Rumble 2023. I get to host this, the real host, the important one, Mr. Mayhem, and my co-host sitting back there pushing all the buttons, Dr. Quack.
Yo-ho!
All righty, we've got some analysts here to help us review this actually decent show. First of all, he's my boss, your boss. He's everybody's boss. Besides buying Randy Hogan merch, buy his merch as well. Bossolini Carter Diamond.
Boss!
Hi, guys.
He's a little under the weather. We understand. Thank you for joining us and get well soon. All right, next we've got, he's our favorite here, except for Dr. Quack. He always loves to be annoyed, but we love having him here. John.
I love annoying Dr. Quack.
There you go. And the next one, we get a 2-for-1 special. The German contingent, the German wrestling sensation, Justin Smith, and his friend and confidant, Rob Bell.
Hello, good sir. Hello, good sir.
All right.
Is that apple juice?
Probably not. It's probably apple corn. Oh, that's the good stuff. That's Spetsy. Spetsy. All right. So, really quick, when we went into this show, Randy Hogan was at 30-19. Ed was in the lead at 34-16. I was at 30-18. Dr. Quack 28-23. John at 30-19. Justin's at 26.5 and 21. And our special guest, Rob Bell, did not have a rating.
I hate this 0.5 here.
And Ed, we'll start off with you here, the Men's Royal Rumble.
Man, the match of the night started off the show. How can you do that? I mean, you had some great things. You had Gunther. Going wire to wire, just to lose to the son of that working man. You know, the man with the move called the crossroads, so you don't miss everybody. I mean, overall, this match was actually very, very entertaining, very good. You've seen alliances, you've seen kings, you've seen Brock Lesnar. You know, you've seen Bobby Lashley come in and decimate for a minute. You know, it was just so much awesomeness that went on that it was a very good match to match. I would actually give this a 5-star.
All right. John.
How can you honestly forget also that slingshot from the slingshot crossbodies between Logan Paul and Ricochet? Like, I watched that and I just sat there. I'm like, how are those two not like broken ribs or anything? Because I don't know how they could have protected themselves based off of that. But I agree. I don't think it was match of the night. My match of the night will be coming later on. Obviously, there's only one other match really that could count as match of the night, and that would be Roman versus KO. But I give it a 4.5. I love this match. Who it was coming, so it kind of sucked. I wish there was more surprises though.
All righty, and Justin, we'll go with you next.
Overall, the Royal Rumble match itself, it was pretty decent on that. The first half, it was pretty good on that. But the second half, I felt like it kind of went down to that. I mean, the slingshot crossbody that they both hit was a magnificent move there. My MVP in this match was definitely Gunther. In one moment, I felt like they could really give him the win. But Cody Rhodes overall as a winner doesn't really surprise me after all. I mean, it was overall already clear that he's gonna win this Rumble, so there is no excitement, no disappointment there. However, the disappointment was that there was surprises that we didn't knew that we want to have this as a surprise. As an example, Logan Paul there. But Booker T, in the other hand, it was kind of shocking but cool to see that he's gonna entering the Rumble. And one of the shocking moments in that is that Brock Lesnar only lasted 3 minutes in this match. I felt like that he could lasted a bit longer in that. Kind of surprising, but kind of cool.
All right. And Rob?
Well, you said it already, Justin, but we cannot forget the showing that they gave Gunther now. I mean, when was the last time we had an Intercontinental Champion representing that strong in a Rumble match and setting a new record for the Royal Rumble match itself? And I don't count the greatest Royal Rumble because that trash ain't gonna count. But and I hope now for the future they do something with Gunther now. Because we all know in Germany how much he can deliver. And now they show it in America, and that's the perfect way. And yeah. And one more shocking moment was Rey Mysterio not showing up and Dominic Mysterio coming out with the mask and trying to rip it.
But that gives him the perfect heel move there.
Yeah.
So perfect move there.
Perfect, yes.
But
overall, we all knew Cody gonna win. But for the European standpoint, we got a nice 1 and 2 moment in Gunther versus Sheamus once again, and I want to see that match once again. Maybe on the 20th stage of them all.
Ooh. All right, Dr. Quack.
I liked the match. I thought it was great. You guys have hit on some good points already, but I actually want to point out something that really impressed me, and I want to give out my Teammate of the Year award here for the Royal Rumble. I want to give it to Sheamus for the numbers of times that he saved Drew McIntyre from getting eliminated way earlier than he should have. Sheamus did a great job in this Rumble. I enjoyed it. Same with Gunther, same with Cody Rhodes, but Sheamus really helped carry this Rumble. I felt like going from one piece to the next. I give it 3.5. I thought it was above average Royal Rumble. Not the greatest, not the worst, but it was above average.
All righty. And I went 4.25 on this one. I think I saw the quote put best by a guy named Rudy Boy Gonzalez, who took over Shawn Michaels' school when Shawn Michaels went back to wrestling. A surprise is not necessary if there's good storytelling. And this one had great storytelling. Yes, it was obvious Cody Rhodes was going to win. Yes, he came out number 30. But we had enough great other things happening in the Rumble to include having Gunther and Cody Rhodes go another 8 minutes when it was down just to the final two of them. They really played back and forth of, are they going to swerve us? No, they didn't swerve us. So that in and of itself was the great surprise moment. And I actually noted here, future world champion Gunther, letting him break a record like that and doing as well as he did, they might have just tested to see if he could handle being a world champ in about 1.5 years. So I'm going to make that call before 2026. Gunther will wear a world title.
Oh, yeah. And one thing I forgot to mention, Kofi Kingston, once again, couldn't deliver his Kofi moment.
That's true, too. So moving on, John, you get the Mountain Dew Pitch Black. Oh, excuse me. Let me go back.
That right.
Let me get that first right. So Randy Hogan got all 3 points. He picked Cody Rhodes to win, and Seth Rollins was in the final 4. Ed picked Cody Rhodes and got 2 points for that one, but Brock Lesnar was not in the final 4, so he only got 2 points there. I got it wrong because I thought Sami Zayn was going to be in the Rumble. I've been saying it since August, so I got no point for that, but I got 1 for Cody Rhodes being in the final 4. Dr. Quack got 2 points for Cody Rhodes, but none for Sami Zayn.
Damn it, Sami Zayn.
John got 2 points for Cody and 1 point for Seth. Justin got 2 points for Cody. Edge didn't make the Final Four. And Rob got 2 points for Cody and 1 for Gunther in the Final Four.
So wait a minute. Who was the Final Four?
The Final Four was Gunther, Seth Rollins. I got it
Cody
written down
Rhodes.
here.
Cody and Logan Paul.
Yep, Logan Paul.
Logan Paul in the Final Fours.
So, John, the Mountain Dew Pitch Black, LA Knight, and Bray Wyatt.
Quack, I have a question. Was this your two-finger salute of the night?
I'll reveal that when it's my turn.
Because they hyped they hold on. They hyped this match up so much that I thought it was going to be so much bigger than it really was. And all I was left out of it was disappointed. I did not like it. I think they need to go back to the drawing board with it. Granted, I thought the whole LED, like not LED, the like paint, like with Bray, the paint and the glow effects of it, the LA Knight wearing his little neon trunks and stuff like that. I guess that's okay, but at the end of the day, as I said, I was disappointed. I wouldn't even give this 1 star. I think I wasn't even paying attention to it at the time. I was looking at something else.
All right.
But I will agree to. I think someone else just said this. I will agree to this though. Pretty much the big part of this match was the after the match when fighting him out to the outside and then Howdy jumping off the top, and all of a sudden now you see all the little puppets to life. So I think that was the big. They should have just stuck with that. They shouldn't have done the match, but they should have just stuck with that for now.
Fair enough. Justin.
Overall, the Pitch Black match was itself. I mean, I do like the concept here with this. Everything is dark in the black lights, and the neon comes up from both ring ropes and gears and yada yada yada. But the match itself was weird to watch, really weird. It was be like after hitting the Sister Abigail, it was be like boom, it ended, and we be like, huh? What the hell happened? And then after the Uncle Howdy botch jump, I was be like, okay, this should be done for now. I think so, but it gives more the perspective to Wyatt 6. But I do have one problem with this Uncle Howdy and Bray Wyatt thing. The couple of weeks ago, he got attacked by Uncle Howdy with a Sister Abigail, and he helped now to eliminate LA Knight. That's kind of a weird purpose here. I'm giving 1.5 stars out of 5. This was weird, but an interesting concept here.
All right, Rob.
Well, you said it, everything I wanted to say, but yeah, it was too short for my moment. I think it should have been a little bit longer, so I give this match 2 out of 5 Mountain Dew bottles.
All right, Dr. Quack.
Hold on 1 second. I mean, basically, the match wasn't horrible. The match wasn't great. But I'm kind of like something that you said long ago. You can't really judge a match and try to go, hey, this is the whole ordeal. This is probably just a small piece leading up to something big. We're hoping that's what we want. Will we get it? I don't know. I'm going to give this match about 2.25. I felt like it could have been better. I mean, I did like the whole neon light, but the ending was kind of meh. But I'm sure it's some sort of puzzle that made people tune in last night. I'm sure something was revealed there. I didn't get to see that part, so God knows. But yeah, I'll go 2.25.
That's exactly what's going to be my point. When Vince McMahon trolled an egg around for the Survivor Series, it became the highest grossing point. They told us nothing about what this match was going to be, and people tuned in just to find out what this match was. So I'm giving it 2.25 from the marketing standpoint alone. Now, the match itself, yes, was too short. It was And it's going to set a horrible precedent on the indie circuit. We're going to get a ton of lights out matches on the indie circuit that in buildings that are not set up to handle it. So they're just going to turn off the lights and they're going to turn on one flashlight. So we're going to get a lot of that kind of garbage stuff coming up.
We are.
The Uncle Howdy bat, I agree. I wrote that down. He missed LA Knight's head by 3 feet. He overjumped. I want to see where they're trying to go with this. With Bray Wyatt, I've learned everything has cause and effect months down the road. So it was a lot of money wasted, I think. I think they could have done something else and had a better showing than this. But the marketing of it was good, so I give it 2 1/4. Ed.
No. Can you hear me now? Okay, so pitch black match. Nowhere near was it pitch black. It was bright as all get out. LA Knight looked like a jack-o'-lantern. The best thing I liked was Bray Wyatt's second mask. You know, he showed his I guess he's showing that he's going darker than what people know he masked. The whole Uncle Howdy thing. That is the world's greatest miss of an elbow. You might need to talk to Shane on how to drop an elbow from that high. But overall, it wasn't a bad match. It was a decent match, and I believe it's still pushing the storyline, which is what the WWE is trying to do now, is to push these storylines further and further.
All right.
Well, don't forget though. Like one thing that really bugged me was the fact that I understand you had like Bray's supposed to be like this creature that you don't know what to expect from, but no, like going through an entire match where you're fighting and all like selling hits, and then all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, no selling. What was it? A kendo stick shots, and then all of a sudden, he doesn't hit LA Knight, and all of a sudden, boom, Sister Abigail for a 3. It didn't make sense. I hated that.
Well, and everybody picked Bray Wyatt except me. I thought LA Knight was going to win because Uncle Howdy was going to do something screwy.
Womp womp.
Everybody got a point on that one but me. And Justin, we're going to go with you with your favorite woman, Alexa Bliss, taking on Bianca Belair for the women's title.
Maybe.
I'm gonna spray this match. Not only that we got a false winner here, but overall this match was kind of hard to watch there because Bianca Belair and Alexa Bliss, I don't see they can really have the chemical here. So I'm gonna spray this match completely by itself to get the stink of botches here out. But yeah, as I said, they don't really have the chemical here. They can't really existing to work here. So they put many botches as they can in it. So it was really hard to watch. But I must say there one thing: the Uncle Howdy story is still interesting. What they're gonna lead with Alexa Bliss there. But I gotta go with my spray match of the night here, because not only that. This is not really great to watch here, but I kind of feel sad about it. My dear broken heart here, and I know, Mama Birch, I nearly almost cried there. Come on, you're gonna need to explain that to the whole world.
It's okay. At least your mom loves you and get willing to come on and support you. Rob, what was your thoughts on this?
I don't spray this match. I don't, because I gonna save that spray because there's a match more needed for that. But well, it had its up, it had its downs. Wrong winner, maybe not. We will see what the future brings. But for Bianca Belair to hold the title to the Elimination Chamber, it's more interesting.
We do kind of know to learn in that moment that the Elimination Chamber match of the women's is for a Raw Women's title opportunity.
So let's be excited for that. Maybe Alexa gets another shot.
All right. Dr. Quack.
I didn't mind the match. I was okay with it. I mean, Bianca was going to keep this belt. They're going to want to put her in a Mania match. Either she drops the title there or she retains it and beyond. I mean, the biggest thing, the Street Profits, her baggage handlers, got to come into the Royal Rumble. I'm very proud of them for being able to make an appearance and being able to carry her bags to the locker room and make the Royal Rumble appearance. Good job there, Street Profits. You're nothing more than that. You're occasional guys that come on there once every 6 months and people go, oh yeah, we want the smoke. And there you go. But yeah, this match, I'll give 2.5. It could have been better. It was some flaws in it, but it wasn't nothing horrible.
Yeah, I agree with Justin. Bianca and Alexa have no chemistry. None. And the crowd knew it. This was a quiet, very uninterested crowd. When they don't even applaud for the finish on the hard cam side, that tells you all you need to know. I give it up to the women. They tried hard. They really tried to make a good match happen, but the chemistry was just not there. There was nothing that could be done to save this match. I went 2 stars. Ed.
So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's pay attention to the elephant in the room. Justin, we know you're going to be upset because the EST, the roughest, the toughest, the strongest, the fastest, the quickest, the mightiest, the Raw Women's Champion, Bianca Belair, retained her title. But if we pay attention to everything that happened, Alexa was told something. So, do you still think that you could do it by yourself? The storyline is continuing, and they're pulling her in. She will be with Bray soon because she's going to realize she can't do it by herself.
All right.
About that.
And John.
This is another one I was kind of disappointed in. I do agree. You could tell easily there was no chemistry. At the end of the day, we also have to look at this. How many times now has this been an issue with Bianca Belair? How many people has she been now in a feud with where it hasn't clicked to the point? I see where Ed's talking about where you're gonna the storyline's gonna continue. I do agree because of everything that has came after the match, but if you can't get the chemistry down in one of the biggest pay-per-views of the year right here, what makes you think that you're going to be able to push this thing all the way to, say, maybe a WrestleMania? I don't think it's going to last to WrestleMania. I think that match is going to be different, but I don't know. I think I don't – how do I say this? I think it's more of a Bianca issue than it is anybody else because – she's had good matches, but it's more often than not where she has issues with other people in the ring. Whether I want to see her versus Raquel. Put her up against somebody that can match her strength for strength, and we'll see what happens. But till then, I don't know. I think it's more of a Bianca issue.
Alrighty, and I chose Schmoz. Dr. Quack chose Alexa Bliss, and we know Justin chose Alexa. Everyone else got Bianca Belair correct. So moving on, Rob, you get to start with the Women's Rumble.
All right. Because I wasn't really that euphoric with the Women's Rumble, and especially number 30 made me to spray this match. I got nothing to say else because Rio, perfect winner. Number 30, completely waste of time. Even that waste of time that we decided to quit.
Oh my God, he's not even embarrassed, little pig. What? What the hell, Mama Perch?
All right.
Yeah, Justin take over with the Women's Rumble.
No, Dr. Quack
Yep, it'll be Dr. Quack.
Yeah, this one here, look, I don't have a problem with the match per se, but it is getting my 2-finger salute. And there's a reason why this is given a 2-finger salute, because whenever you're in a Royal Rumble, if you get in that Royal Rumble and you are thrown out within 2 people, generally that's a bad thing. That means that management has a problem with you. Brock Lesnar was the exception because that was the setup there for Lashley. But Chelsea Green coming out there 10 seconds. Bushwhacker Luke style. That's a problem. You see, I know now that they're going towards this Karen gimmick, which is cool on Monday, and we're hoping that it blossoms into something, but they don't have a lot of faith in her to just bring her back and let her get eliminated there. Rhea Ripley did her job. Number 1, number 30. Go figure. I mean, they could have gave it to Asuka, but they didn't bring her out much in the last 2 months. They decided to say, here, let's let Lex Luger Ripley over here go out there and win the Rumble. So she did. She can't cut a promo worth a damn on Monday night. There's my other one.
There you go. This to me was a tale of 2 Rumbles. Numbers 1 through 14. This was a very meh. It was a Royal Rumble. Becky Lynch came in at 15, and then it started to pick up. B-Fab was horrible. I'm glad she went out first. I think they kind of didn't do Shayna Baszler any favors, Emma any favors. Roxana Perez didn't get done any favors. Then after Becky Lynch came in, I like the fact they went back to Piper Niven, got rid of Doudrop, although they were hinting at who she was. I'm glad they calling her Piper Niven again. I was never a fan of Chelsea Green to begin with. I think she's horrible. I don't know why they brought her back. I didn't even like the whole Michelle McCool coming out from the crowd. I mean, really? Nobody's going to buy that. And that's another thing we're going to see a bunch on the indie circuit of somebody gets signed to a match that's sitting in the crowd. So, overall, it was 3 stars. I think they did a good job of trying to shed the Lex Luger persona on Rhea Ripley by making her go first to last. But we'll see how it actually worked with her and Charlotte Flair. Ed?
Well, first we got to give it up for the world's greatest botch. And it's not by a wrestler. It's by the production team. 10 seconds on the clock and the music plays.
For Nia Jax.
For Nia Jax. Oh my goodness. They just know that they are so horrible that they're going to let you know before the time is up who's coming out, because it really doesn't matter.
Would it be cruel to say that she stomped her feet and skipped the record?
Probably so.
Wasn't Finlay disqualified in 2008 for jumping the gun?
Jumping the gun?
Because he went out too early?
But
okay. I was like, it was Finlay Brock.
Shut up, Purge.
All right, let Ed finish.
Like if you pay attention, they gave a view of the new Oscar, but it wasn't like, okay, we're gonna overwhelm you, showing you that Oscar's gonna be this most dominant female again. Rhea Ripley did her thing, first to last. Like Quack said, horrible promo on Monday. That's the only thing I've seen. I haven't even seen Raw yet, but that is still a horrible promo. And overall, yeah. I mean, we knew that Michelle McCool was going to be in the Rumble because the Taker's backstage, high-fiving it with everybody, so it's not like it's a shock.
Oh,
and that's all I got to say about that. Yeah.
All righty. So, Randy got 2 points.
Whoa.
There was 2 people missing.
Who's people missing? Okay, sorry.
Jeez Louise.
Go get him, John.
So my thought on
it's not my fault.
For once, I hated this match. I love the ending. I love the fact that Rhea got it. I do enjoy the fact that she went 1 to 30, and it was fine. I laughed when I saw the whole Nia botch. Perfect. My MVP is Asuka. I'm so excited to see what they're going to do with this version of Asuka. I can't wait. My guess is it's going to more than likely be Asuka versus it's going to be Asuka versus shoot, I forgot. Oh, Bianca.
All right.
I'm gonna kick you in your head, John.
But yeah, so I enjoy what they're doing with her. I'm excited now to see what's going to happen.
All right. Justin.
The Royal Rumble of the women's was terrible. It was simply terrible. Mama Perch said it right. When Nia came out, my nerves went over the limit. I had so an emotional breakdown that I even said I'm not gonna watch the main event of the. Yes, that's what I mean here. Overall, my MVP of that match is Rhea Ripley. She really breaks down each and every single body and can set it right. She outlasted 29 other women, not as like Cody Rhodes there, but back to the Royal Rumble match itself. I should feel like 90% of this match should either go back to the Performance Center or should get budget cutted by WWE, because that shit, what they call women's wrestling, is not worth it to call wrestling. It was horrible. It was so horrible that I need to even get an ambulance to get me in the mental health center here.
And now you see why I tried to skip Purge.
Okay, and there's one thing I do gotta
Rob,
say.
you pop him a volume, will you?
There's one thing I do gotta say that I did forget. It has to be for my entrance of the night, and of course that has to go to my girl. And no, it's not Liv Morgan. It's going to the Street Fighter, Zelina Vega. It was a great entrance. It was a great plug. That was one of the best things that WWE thought about doing, is plugging the video game while giving her the entrance. Yes, always with Purge.
All righty. So,
can I say this? Because look, I don't like Liv Morgan very well, but she did pretty good in this Rumble. I'll give her that.
She did
an above average performance. I'll actually give her credit. Mark that down, John. I gave her credit.
Me too.
All right. My MVP of the women's Rumble match, Asuka. Oh, my bad. Kana.
Yes.
All right. So, Randy Hogan got Rhea Ripley right, so he got 2 points. Raquel was not in the final four. She was in the final five. So he didn't get the point for that. Asuka was in the final four, so Ed got 1 point for that. Naomi didn't come in. Shayna didn't make it at all, so I got X'd out on that. Raquel didn't make it. Quack got 1 point for Rhea, 1 point for Asuka. John got 2 points for getting Rhea right. Naomi wasn't in. Justin got 2 points for Rhea. Raquel wasn't in. And Rob got 2 points for Rhea, and I wish I could read my handwriting of what you put for the other one.
I put out a mystery entrance.
The mystery entrant.
Yeah, Nia Jax or what?
No,
Who wasn't in the final four?
There was no mystery entrant in the final four.
Nikki Cross, Asuka, Liv Morgan, and Rhea Ripley. So none of those were mystery opponents.
Actually, Asuka might have been technically, because I don't think she was actually advertised right from the get-go.
That's true. That's true.
True. Boom.
All right, I'll give you half. Anyway.
Now you get to bigger with the hot boy here.
Yeah.
2, 4.
We gave you a half point.
Dr. Quack? Dr. Quack, you get the main event, KO and Roman Reigns.
Yes, now this is where I'm going to give my quack attack here. This match lived up to the hype. I thought it was a really grade A quality main event. I mean, I love the fact that Sammy turned. I love the fact that Jay walked out. I love the fact that Roman showed his dominance there in that match. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the whole Bloodline storyline. I'm glad that's kind of breaking away. I'm waiting to see what happens next. I'm actually intrigued. It actually was the nice, cherry on top of the sundae, so to speak. even though some of this was covered in shit. But this match here, I'll give it 4.5 stars because this was a very quality match by Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns. Quack attack!
Alrighty, and I really enjoyed this match as well. By the way, I'm just going to get it out of the way. Everyone picked Roman Reigns, so we all got a point on this.
Who in their right mind would pick anybody else?
There it is.
If you look like Les Bliss, but that's it.
Yeah, well, this one, I like the big fight feel. This one actually, this is one of the few times that Roman Reigns had a big fight feel in his long reign, and this was done very, very well. I still think Sammy, I think they turned him a little too early. This is the second time that Roman Reigns has gotten hit in the back from behind. First one was when the Shield got broke up. So, you know, being turned on in groups is his milieu, I guess. I'm curious to see where it's going. I guess what everybody else has been saying is probably right. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are taking the tag titles. But we'll see where they're going with that. It's interesting. I went 3 3/4. I thought it was really solid. I didn't dig the whole beat up Kevin Owens as much as I thought I should. I didn't like it as much. I thought it was hokey, not done.
It reminded me of Slamboree '98 when they had what's his name Cage to the Cage there.
Yeah, I felt it was done. It was hokey. It didn't have the feeling of like it was an intense beatdown. I felt more like they were doing it just to do it. So that I didn't like, but other than that, 3 3/4. Ed.
So I didn't get to see most of this match, but there was one thing that I did love that I did see. Somebody listened to me. They've been listening to me because they called him the Tribal Queef.
Yes, I saw that sign.
Yeah. But yes, we all knew that I'm going into WrestleMania. I mean, going into the Rumble, the Tribal Queef was going to win. We just didn't know what shenanigans was going to lead to it. You know, Roman getting turned on by Sammy, and Jay walking out. I mean, Jay walking out was just poetry because he was the first one in. Now he's the first one out. And I can see them basically saying that the Raw Tag Team Champions are main event Jey Uso and Sami Zayn because they were the last ones to defend the titles.
Interesting. All right. And John.
This is my big match. This is what I been calling for the entire time. I said this was going to be the best match of them all. I love how it ended. It told the story the way, to me, a match should be. Whether you knew KO was going to win or lose the match, it was done to me perfect. They actually they made it where you kind of start to think about it a little bit. You're like, oh, maybe KO will actually win this match. And of course, the ending being what the ending was, I just don't know. I enjoyed it the way it was. It's as Quack would say, is Quack Attack, and I give high praises. I like the story overall.
All righty, Justin.
This match was itself. It was the big fight feeling. I felt like this was the World Heavyweight title match that everyone want to see. And no, I'm not going to say the Undisputed title match here. It's a World Heavyweight title match. For that reason is because that lives on the hype there. They actually told the story in this. The wrestling itself was good. But except for the botch here with Kevin Owens trying the BME here. So overall, it was match of the night here. But we do need to mention that the betrayal of the century. I called this the Shield effect. Because Roman Reigns got betrayed for the second time from a member of a stable here. And it was picture perfect here. It was picture perfect overall. And I'm kind of excited about what's going down next for Sami Zayn here. Is he going to get a on to face the tribal chief here at Elimination Chamber? We might know. So I'm kind of excited about it. What's going down for Sami Zayn and for Roman Reigns itself here.
And before I start, look, you have one more opinion to speak out.
Who told you? And Mama Perch told me that Roman Reigns is gonna be betrayed by Sami Zayn. So Mama Perch had a comment.
1 point for Mama Purge.
Good job, Mama Purge.
Mama Purge had more points than Purge.
There you go. All right, Rob.
We not got one betrayal after all. We got two. And I speak that out now. I mean, he said everything, and we got a second betrayal because there's not only one member who is out of the bloodline, we got already two. Because Jey Uso said it on Insta, I'm out with a blood drop.
Okay, so if you actually pay attention, the Sami Zayn actually isn't the betrayal. It's more of a retaliation from SmackDown when the Tribal Chief was going to boot him out anyway. He already knew he was on thin water, so he said he might as well strike first.
Yeah.
There you go.
And Roman striked first at Sami.
Alrighty.
And those. Yeah.
Alrighty. So the final wrap up here. The only person that got the bonus point, and I gave it to Randy Hogan, is half because I didn't consider walking out a turn. I considered that part of it, part of the story, but he didn't turn, so I gave him half for that. Bobby Roode wasn't in the Rumble. I said Rhea would be in the men's Rumble, and she wasn't. Dr. Quack said there'd be a female in the men's Rumble, and there wasn't. John said each Royal Rumble was going to last an hour and 45 minutes, and they didn't.
I got close. It was still close enough.
Hour and 10, yeah, it's only 30 minutes off. The Forbidden Door didn't get opened in either Rumble.
Who you say, Wyatt?
And there was no Japanese influence in the Rumble because Asuka was already in the WWE.
But as Canna, she wasn't.
So with the final wrap up, Randy got 8.5 and 0. He got none incorrect. All of his were right. Ed was 6 and 0. I was 2 and 4. Dr. Quack 5 and 1. John went 8 and 0. Justin 6 and 1, and with the half point for the mystery, 8.5 and 0. So, with that being said, coming up in a couple of weeks is the Elimination Chamber. So we'll see that in a couple of weeks. Dr. Quack, any final thoughts before you take us out of here?
Nope, I'm good. We're getting ready for that Elimination Chamber. I'm Dr. Quack.
I'm the important one, Mr. Mayhem. Thank you, Ed. Thank you, John. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Rob. It's always great talking wrestling with you guys, and we'll see you on the next show.
I'm still ranked number 1.
No, I'm number